What if I told you I knew it would have the biggest impact in this next year? Would you want to know what it is? Hi, I'm Nancy Marie Peterson. I have 6 kids, and I am all about living a purposeful, intentional life. I think it's so important because God has gifted us with talents and treasures and influence, and we can really tap into that, but only if we're intentional. So what does that look like? I'm a goal junkie and I love setting goals. I love a new year. I get excited. I get giddy. It's probably one of my favorite times of the years. Let's just be honest. I love Christmas and I love following the holidays with that new year because I love a fresh, clean slate. And I want to share with you the importance of taking this opportunity. Because when you have vision and you know your passions and you know your purpose, you're going to have a bigger influence. I think God has given us this life. He's given us this opportunity, this time, this season, these families, these kids, this family, this community, because He wants us to make an impact. He wants us to be a light wherever we are. And so to be that light, to know how to do that, you have to know your why. You have to know what God has gifted you with and what can you do. When you just live life just at random and just kind of pick up each day and just move forward, you're missing a huge opportunity to have a bigger, more impactful life. So I want to talk just real briefly about creating the life that God has gifted you with and taking it a step further. I've created a course for you and that you can walk it through and you can check it out in the description, Intentional Year. But I want to just take the moment and share the why behind it. Why do you need to take time to set goals? Set goals helps you to decide what is going forward. Where are you going to have the biggest impact? Where can you use the talents and giftings and all the treasures and all the things that God has filled in you and bring them out to others so you can fulfill your calling that God has in your life. Now, I think it's huge. I think it's impactful. I think it's important to know your vision, to know your talents and your purpose and what words define you and what words do you want to be defined by. Because when you tap into that and you step out of just kind of a laid back atmosphere, laid back life, and you step into intentionality, you line up with God. And that is so powerful. And so often I've talked to moms and they feel like mothering doesn't really, that's for business people or that's for people that are, doing this or that. And it's for you as a mom. It is for us as moms to live our purpose and our passion and to walk out this God calling of being a mom. So I want to go one more step further. It's important that you do that. And I'm all about that. But I want to just take a few minutes to talk about the next step, to do this as a family. Every year, at the end of the year, we have a time that we gather all of our kids and sometimes it's extended family, and we go over our goals and our passions and we write them out. So we write our goals for the next year. I want to teach my kids the importance and the value of goal setting. And so one act that we do every year is write out our goals as a family. It's an expectation. If you're a Peterson, you know it's coming. And we've even had other friends that said, well, what are we doing the goal thing? I know the impact, but there's also bigger than just writing it out, which is huge. When you write it out, you're more apt to actually successfully achieve those goals. But more important than writing it out is to keep going and having that purpose and that vision. And if you want momentum this year and you want to change things, check out that Intentional Year, because that will make a huge difference. If you take the time, it's a free course right now. It's got a free workbook that'll help you walk out, and it will just line you up to fulfill the dreams and the callings that God has on your life. And once you do that, I want you to walk it out as a family as well. So if you haven't ever done that as a family, there's 2 sides, and I know I'm just blabbing on because I get so excited about goals, but there's 2 sides to this. First, figure out your goals, walk it out, and then pour it into your family. Whether you have a family night and you create this atmosphere this year, or whether you're teaching your kids and you're teaching them what you're learning and you have them walk out purpose and passion. I love being intentional. I love a new year. I love setting goals. And I hope I've encouraged you and challenged you and given you some resources that you can walk forward in this next year with more passion and more purpose. All right. Until next time. Bye.